It was past midnight when Rahul boarded the last bus home. The air was thick with an eerie silence, the kind that makes the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. He'd missed the earlier bus and had no choice but to take this one, the final ride of the night. The bus was nearly empty, with only a few scattered passengers. Each one seemed lost in their own world, staring blankly ahead or dozing off. The dim lights inside the bus cast long shadows, making the atmosphere even more unsettling. The driver nodded at him as he took his seat near the back. Next to a fogged-up window, Rahul could see the condensation forming patterns on the glass, almost like ghostly figures dancing in the night. The bus rumbled through the quiet streets, the only sound coming from the humming of its engine. The city seemed to be asleep, with only the occasional flicker of a streetlight breaking the darkness. Rahul leaned against the window, staring out at the dark road ahead when he noticed something strange. The road seemed to stretch endlessly, with no signs of life or movement. It was as if they were driving into an abyss. Every time the bus passed a streetlight, the shadows of the passengers flickered, but one shadow didn't. He glanced around nervously. The shadow belonged to a figure sitting 2 rows in front of him, completely still. Everyone was seated, staring blankly ahead, but the person sitting 2 rows in front of him felt wrong. There was something off about their posture, the way they sat so rigidly, almost unnaturally. They didn't move, didn't shift. It was as if they were frozen in time, a statue among living beings, just sat there, rigid and lifeless. Rahul felt a chill run down his spine. He tried to shake off the feeling, telling himself it was just his imagination. Unable to shake the feeling, Rahul decided to test his suspicion. He needed to know if this person was real or just a figment of his tired mind. He coughed loudly, pretending to drop his bag. No reaction. The figure remained still, unresponsive. The others turned to look, but not that passenger. It was as if they were in a different realm, disconnected from the reality around them. With trembling hands, he reached out to tap their shoulder. His heart pounded in his chest, each beat echoing in his ears. But the moment his fingers touched the fabric, the figure turned abruptly. It wasn't human. Its movements were jerky, unnatural, like a puppet on strings. Its mouth stretched unnaturally wide, a hollow void of darkness, and it whispered in a voice that echoed like the wind, "You shouldn't have seen me." The words sent a shiver down Rahul's spine, freezing him in place. Rahul stumbled back, screaming, as the lights in the bus flickered. The once dimly lit interior now seemed like a strobe of terror, casting eerie shadows that danced around him. The passengers around him vanished, one by one, as if they had never been there. It was as if the bus itself was swallowing them whole, erasing their existence. The bus stopped abruptly and Rahul bolted for the door, leaping into the dark, empty street. His heart raced as he ran, the cold night air biting at his skin. As he caught his breath, he turned to look at the bus. It was gone. Not a trace of it remained, as if it had been a phantom all along. Not driving away, just gone, as if it had never been there. The street was silent, the only sound was his own heavy breathing. There was a message on his screen. It was a photo. His hands trembled as he opened it. A photo of him sitting on the bus, with the figure looming behind him. The sight of it made his blood run cold. The caption read, "We'll see you again soon. Some rides never end." The words echoed in his mind, a haunting reminder of the night's events. Rahul thought he escaped, but some passengers always find their way back. He knew, deep down, that this was not the end. The night had more horrors in store for him.